What is up, everybody? We are definitely bringing you a different format today, and I'm excited. This is going to really switch up the videos. Obviously, you've seen mainly probably follow for the training aspect of videos, which will always be the focus because that's my niche. You know, that's my, I would say, what I can bring to the table in regards to content. But I would like to show you the other things that are all involving bodybuilding and day in the life things. So we're going to do kind of a day in the life of myself today at 3 weeks out from competition. So it is Tuesday, September 3rd today, the morning of Tuesday, September 3rd, and it's going to be a rest day. But with the rest day, there's no such thing as a true rest day because even on those days, it's full of other things. So a lot of catching up, some errands to do, but also just the bodybuilding side of things. When you're 3 weeks out from a show, you might have a rest from the gym, but there's other aspects that you need to focus on, touch up. If you want to win that show, you want to be a champion, things like that. So I'm gonna take you with me here today. So it is approximately actually 8 on the nose right now. So it's 8 a.m. I have already been up. I've done my cardio at home. So we just left the house. I did my cardio on my porch because I just love getting out there and that humidity and sweating it out in the morning. So I got my 30 minutes of cardio done this morning. Did a little stretching. I'm just kind of opening up the back, the arms, trunk twist, things like that, because we're going to go do some posing. So we're heading to the gym now. We're going to go meet up with Martin. We try to do this 1, 2. It has increased as we got closer to the show 3 times a week where we meet in the morning at the gym and then we put each other through posing rounds. So we're going to go in there. We're going to do a little abs first because there is some good ab equipment at Revive. So we're going to do little abs and then we're going to get into some posing and then we're going to finish it off with a cold plunge today. So got lucky enough that Revive, the gym, and Raw they both recently got cold plunges, saunas, things like that. So we're taking advantage of that, especially with how our training is going right now. You know, with the body fat getting really, really low right now and our training still intensity staying very, very high, I can confirm that I am completely run down. So every day it's kind of waking up a challenge to get out of bed because the body hurts so bad. But that's when you got to continue to drill these recovery sessions, obviously making sure sleep is on point, but doing the extra things like tissue work, doing the cold plunges, the saunas, the stretching, mobility work, things like that. So I'm going to kind of take you through what that looks like for me here today because that's the main focus of today. And then this afternoon we also have, of course, some tissue work. So I'm going to meet Marlon real quick. He's my massage therapist. And Marlon has made a huge difference for me this prep in regards to letting the body kind of expand and settle in. What I mean by that is what we discovered is I've always been trained pretty much the same over the last, 8-10 years. But with my leg, the main focus that we have been working on this offseason is the legs and bringing in the detail there and also expanding them. And what we learned is from my training constantly over the years is the constant beating. I wasn't getting enough tissue work done directly on my legs to kind of break up that fascia. So my legs were kind of they're almost getting, I can't really call it plateau, but they're getting stopped from growing because they couldn't expand anymore. You could literally even see it on the sides of my legs. You can see the stitching where it's stretching so hard because the muscle wants to expand or they want to expand the skin is stretching. So what Marlon has really been able to focus on is he has really been able to focus on expanding my legs in regards to the fascia. The fascia is the layer underneath the skin. Being able to open up your legs so they can expand and grow with the tissue. And so it's always been the last couple of years, it's just been a constant battle of, my legs just they wouldn't have anywhere else to grow because I would just be pounding them, right, killing them in the gym. But I wasn't doing the necessary work outside of the gym to give them the space to expand, So me and Matt were talking about this the other day. It's just like the importance of these small things that that people don't realize. And I can say it's truly made a huge difference. And I'll let him touch a little bit more about that. He's got a lot of special equipment we use and things like that. But I would say that's been a very, very big help. A weekly session I look forward to. They're not pleasant, but it's something I know when I get done that I am better immediately from. And you guys will see a little bit of that today. So. On top of that, finally, with a day in the life comes all the food. So actually, this is going to be the first time I'm showing you, I think all my days of eating that I've ever done on this YouTube have just been, obviously, a normal day of eating for me, and it's usually been in the off season, early in prep, so it's still quite a bit of food. But with today being I'm 3 weeks out, it's an off day, off training day, you're actually going to see a low food day for me here today. So today we're going to push it low. You know, we had a high day there, or a high day yesterday, and then today's going to be a low day as well as tomorrow. So where I'm at right now is, you know, I'm getting really close to showing in conditioning wise of where we want to be. So it's more so we're just kind of monitoring. We'll do like a low day, 1 day, 2 day, maybe 3 days in a row, and we check every morning. We monitor every morning and make sure that, you know, we're not losing any muscle tissue, we're not dropping too fast, or if we're not dropping fast enough, we need to pick it up. So we take it day by day, you know, so the plan might switch each day, and then, you know, Matt says that gives me that heads up on what plan we're going to run for the day after I send him pictures in the morning, and we go from there. But for today being off, you are going to see what a lower day is for me. And this is what you need to be in a deficit, really, to drive that final conditioning, that final fat loss, that final lean stage, to get that stage lean consistency. You need to have these lower days of food to be able to do that, or at least lower carbs, lower fats, things like that. So we're going to cover that today too. So a lot going on today for an off day. I'm going to bring it all to you, you know, be a little bit more vocal here, be a little bit more talk, be a little bit more personable, also personal. And then so you maybe get to know the butcher a little bit more today. So let's have a good day here. Like I said, it is 8:05 now on a Tuesday, 3 weeks out. The mind is hanging on, and we're going to have a fun day. So we'll see you at the gym. All right, so we are at Revive, and so we're going to get after some abs today. So how I split this up during the week, like I said, I'm probably doing abs 3 to 4 times per week in the mornings. I do a lot mainly at the house. So I have some ab equipment out there. A lot of it's just on the ground, some, you know, crunches, core work, a lot of plank stability stuff, and more just vacuum stuff. I'm really trying to train those inside, you know, your inner abs there to be able to pull the vacuum. It's definitely a process, but I've gotten much better at it. And so overall, just making that waist appear smaller. That's the goal here. Today is a little bit more, I would call it my ab crunch work. So this is going to be more of just the straight on crunch style of work. That's just because they have the machines here that I like and can use. And so what we're going to do here today is just 2 exercises. We're going to do this. It's called the Y crunch. And this is just a low ab exercise. So I'm being specific here. So I'm trying to target areas. So this is a low ab exercise where you're just kind of kicking, you're kind of just crunching at the bottom of your low abs to raise your legs. It's a leg raise machine, but it's just focused on the lower abs. Next is, what's that called over there? You know? Yeah, next is going to be like a cable crunch machine. And this thing's beautiful. Free motion cable crunch machine. It's one of the most popular ones you guys have seen out there if you haven't used it before. But this is going to work the overall all 6-pack. So this is going to be your core builder. It's a little bit heavier, but a lot of control. And so this is going to be more of your crunch, core builder, hard, heavier work on the abs. And everything else I do is just, like I said, it's a little bit more just body weight stuff, higher rep, a little bit more vacuum stuff, working those internal abs and the obliques. And then on this day, about once a week, I'll come in here and do a little bit more loaded work. All right, so abs are done, posing is done. So we went through probably 4, 5, 6 rounds there with Martin. So I want to start doing that. We're going to start doing that more frequently. You got to get that posing conditioning up. So that's going to be huge on stage for what we do. So practice. But now we're going to finish this with a little recovery. Like I talked to on the way here, you know, one of the biggest things I've noticed with this prep and, you know, this off season is just my more focus on recovery with the body tissue work, but also these accessories. So we're very fortunate here at Revive Raw. They have, you know, some of the better facilities when it comes to obviously training equipment, but for recovery equipment. So we have 3 in here now. These 2 aren't hooked up yet. Like I said, they're still setting this up, getting it open. We just got early access, which is nice. But we got this one here. It's 45 degrees. So what we'll do here is we've been doing 8 minutes. Me and Martin have been doing 8 minutes about twice a week in here, just to recover these legs. Like I said, we train our legs very hard twice a week, and so we need these accessories, these cold plunges, this body tissue work to be able to come back and keep doing it. So this has been an awesome tool to use. So watch me here struggle a little bit. I kind of have to go to a mental spot for the first 2 minutes and breathe really heavy and then settle in, and it feels good after that. So if you haven't had a cold plunge, try it out. One thing I do want to touch on this here is people that a lot of people might not understand is you don't want to do it around your workouts. So when we do this, we always do the cold plunge very far from our workouts. We'll do it usually always in the morning fasted after some work like this. But you don't want to do it around your workouts because you don't want to constrict your body like that. You don't want to freeze the body after you just expanded all the blood vessels. You got all blood into the muscle. So there's times to do these recovery processes, and it needs to be separated from your workout. So I just want to make sure I get that out there, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, workout, sauna, cold plunge all together. You don't want to do that. You want to separate those to maximize each session individually. Let's go. And no, I'm not putting my head in like everyone's saying to at home right now. I'm just sitting my ass right here.
Probably overflow your big ass.
Wait, if I went on, this thing would fucking tip. You can get a little music, Martin? DJ Martian?
What you want?
DJ Martian. Probably some Kid Rock.
Oh,
We were listening to Kid Rock on the way home from the gym last night. Nostalgia.
It's still the best story.
Bang, tiggy, shut up, All right, we are back at the crib, and I'm still cold from the cold plunge because this AC is on, a little too chilly. So I'm going to keep my hood on for now. But I want to cover you. I really want to break down kind of what my morning routine is when it comes to health supplementation. So this is a lot of the Revive products that I use, especially here on prep. Obviously, there's more that goes into prep in regards to health factors that you want to stay on top of. So that's something I am very, very good at over the years. I would say, I mean, I've been with Revive MD for the last, it's been 6 or 7 years, and I've consistently took their products this entire time. Whenever I do blood work, which I'll do right after this competition, I'll do it during prep, which we did at 9 weeks out, and the blood work always comes back very, very well. The only issues I've ever had in the past was just digestive issues, and so that was more stomach lining, things like that. But I've been very, very good at staying on top of my health supplementation, and it does work. So I really want to highlight that, because I think that's an aspect if you are a competitive bodybuilder, and it doesn't matter if you're an open bodybuilder, bikini competitor, you need to stay on top of your health supplementation. So I'm gonna break down a little bit here. I won't go over absolutely everything. I will go over the main things kind of that pertain to prep a little bit more too right now, and why we're taking those. So every morning, this is it. I know it's a lot. Some of these things you double up and do them in the evening as well. I just want to show you kind of what the morning routine is. And so everything you see here is laid out in front. The main ones here is obviously NAC and liver. These are going to be like your liver aids. I also do some glutathiones from those, that's injectable from Straight Labs. So I really want to stay on top of liver. Liver has the direct correlation with your digestive system as well. So a lot of people, when they start having high liver enzymes, their digestion gets affected. That's when you start seeing acid reflux. That's when you see non-absorption of food. So you really want to stay on top of liver supplementation and making sure your liver enzymes are on point. So this is going to be the NAC and liver from Revive. Are going to help that. For gut health, I am taking BBC 157, the oral version from Straight Labs. Let me clarify on this, because a lot of people they always write me, hey, what's better, the BBC oral, they're injectable, or the Butcher Balm? They're different. So if you are orally consuming BBC 157 in a tablet form, it is purely only for digestive health. So it's not gonna fix your knees. It's not gonna help you with muscle soreness. It's only gonna help with digestive health. So don't think that you're taking BBC 157 orally that is helping you with injuries, with recovery. It's gonna only help your digestive health. So just make sure you know that, and then you can pair up the other things as well. So I'll take the BCBC 157. I'll do these aloe vera capsules. I just thought I don't enjoy drinking aloe vera gel, so I take the aloe vera capsules. I'll spend a little extra money on that. But this is gonna be purely for digestion as well. With that, we do with the shake that I make, I will add glutamine, which is huge for digestion. I do 3 scoops of this a day, so 30 grams a day, 1 in the morning, 1 intra-workout, and 1 in the evening. I also do GI Plus, so that's going to be huge, obviously, for the GI tract, so that's staying on top of digestive health. And then finally here, we'll do with this drink too, we'll finish it off. This isn't so much digestive, but we put EAAs and collagen. These are 2 staples for me for the test of time. Collagen is huge for your skin, for your bones, for your joints. EAAs, obviously, essential amino acids. And then finally, some daily greens. So you'll see I still am not eating a shit ton of greens. I'll have some of my last meal of the day, but I make sure I get my greens powder in the morning to kind of fulfill those micronutrients as well. Just to finish this off there, I mean, most of this self-explanatory. I'm doing a probiotic still. Got my multivitamin, kidney to help with the kidney enzymes, lipid for your lipid panel, turmeric, B complex. But mainly what I want to highlight here, a huge one for me is this KSM 66 ashwagandha. So this is going to be like, I will call it a mood enhancer. This is something that I discovered last prep for the Olympia. I discovered it later after I was going through those digestive issues. It led into some kind of depressive issues. I'm just going to be honest. You know, I wasn't right. I wasn't right in the head. I wasn't right in the mood. And so that's really when, you know, I started working with taking supplementation to help that. So this ashwagandha, I take 3 pills the first thing in the morning and 2 in the evening. And it's more like a mood enhancer. It kind of puts you in a really, really good uplifted mood. And overall, just a stress and wellness general support. So helps with your stress levels, your cortisol levels, helps with, you know, getting you in the right mood. And so this has been huge just prep to stay on top of and make sure I'm not going to those, you know, because there's a lot of mental anguish with a long prep as well. So this helps a lot with that. So what I'll do here is I'll now mix all this. I think I need to throw this in still. Yep. So we'll do 1 scoop of each on these. And then, like I said, I just take the recommended doses that I do on all the pills. And we'll do this first thing in the morning. So let's get this in. And I'll do this usually about 30 minutes before my first meal. We'll get this in, start making the meal, and I'll see you in a second. Yeah. All right, well, we are moving on to meal number 1 for the day. So this is going to be a full day of eating on a low day for myself 3 weeks out from competition. So we want to push the conditioning a little bit today. So we usually spend 1, 2, 3 days in a row really driving conditioning on a lower food day. And then we usually have to end up filling up because the body will start dropping there. Again, like I said, this is a process, a system that Matt and I have down very well. We dictate everything by pretty much morning check-ins. You know how the response was overnight. You know where the weight's at, where the look is at, how the body's feeling, and then we talk, discuss in the morning, and set the plan for the day. So today is the low day as we do tissue work, recovery stuff. Overall, just get a lot of errands done. So what that entails, so what that is at right now, of course, we're doing our handy dandy rice and grinds. This is still by far the best cream of rice ever made. So this is organic white cream of rice. No iron in this as well. So like, you know, you see those orange box ones, that's very high in iron. It's a brown rice product, and it just doesn't digest as well. So from Pride Foods, Sean Vasquez made this company. I've been using this product for 5 years. I can't even eat another type of cream of rice anymore. Just because I've gotten so used to this consistency. I like it so much, the flavoring, just how easy it settles down the digestion. So this has been a staple in my off season, my prep, my everything, my day to day for a long time now. And I just want to say I appreciate Pride Foods and what they've created here. It's been awesome. As you can see, I eat their white rice as well, which I'll show you here when we move on with the day. But for now, we are doing 70. We're at 70 grams of rice and grinds. So that is equivalent to about 50 grams of carbs. So I'd say about 50 grams of carbs here to start the day, meal 1. Also on top of that, that's about all we got. It's funny because I have Ivana make this for me. She's used to me like, you know, my pre-workout's usually like 150, 160 grams of cream of rice, again, off season or even at the beginning of prep. It's all the way down to 70 now. So I'll ask her to make it for me sometimes. Just put some water in there and microwave it. And she'll like laugh because she can't believe that this is all that I'm eating right now. So she said Millie actually ate, I think Millie ate 70 or 80 grams of oatmeal the other day. So we actually sat down and she ate the same amount of carbs as I did. So all you do here is, like I said, so 70 grams. I've gotten good enough that I just eyeball it. So I'm going to teach a little bit here how to cook it properly too, because I think people struggle with that tried it for the first time. So you want to think a good number in my head is like 2.5 to 3 times the water amount. So say you're doing 70 grams of rice and grinds, dry measure. You need to do, so let me get my calculator. Sorry about that. I'm not great at math right now. My head hurts. You're looking at, so 70 times 2.5 about 175 grams of water, anywhere between there. Sometimes I go up to, it matters if you like it more watery or not. So 210 would be, 3. So you're looking at somewhere between 175 to 200 grams of water measured out. So you put the water in there. I've done this long enough. I can just eyeball it. I just come over here. I know about how much water should be above the rice line. And then you initially put it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes. So add the water at 2.5 to 3 times the amount of ricing grinds. Then you microwave for 2.5 minutes. And then you're probably going to be guaranteed you'll get it out, you'll stir it up, you'll see if it's the consistency you want. You get used to this. Like I said, it's trial and error. It will take 2 or 3 times, then you'll be perfect moving forward. You just got to find, what consistency you like taste-wise, as well as making sure that you're cooking it all the way through. So we'll take it out, we'll stir it up, see how it looks. Might have to go 30 more seconds, but probably not. And then we should be ready to go. I like to usually add a little bit of cinnamon as well. So it's kind of a coconut cream pie flavor of ricing grinds with a little cinnamon to top it off. Cinnamon is just anabolic. Makes you absorb food better, makes you stronger, makes you leaner, makes you faster. Go buy cinnamon. Then last part on this, when you immediately get done, it's obviously very hot. So all I do is I put it in the freezer for about 5 minutes. So that way you don't have to make it too early. I like it to be a little bit, not cool, but cooler than steaming hot to eat it. So if you just put it in the freezer or fridge for 5 minutes after you make it, then you're good to go. You don't have to wait all day, and it gets done. All right, and then for the protein and fat portion of this meal, I am doing 3 eggs, so 3 large eggs, and then we are doing 5 ounces of a turkey breast, so a 99.1, very lean turkey breast cuts here I have. So we'll just use this on the stovetop for all of it. That's good. Not too much. Point 2 ounces over. All right, eggs coming out. This is actually a legit question to you guys. Who puts their eggshells back into the carton when they're done with them? So I think this is Ivana taught me this when I started dating her years ago. And so it's funny because whenever I go back and stay with my family or stay with anybody else and I eat their eggs at their place, I'll accidentally, not accidentally, just on habit, put the eggshells back into the carton. And then they start bitching and complaining the next morning. They're like, why didn't you throw the eggshells away? Why did you put them back? I'm like, that's just how we do it where we're from. So I want to know how many people actually throw their eggshells away, or they put them back into the carton until it's completely full and then throw it away. All right, so with this morning setup as well, so while I'm doing meal 1 to get the day going, I will also start that's not a good start to the day. I will also start my rice for the day. So what that'll entail is I'll have 2 more meals today with just white jasmine rice. So what I do is I do 2 scoops here in the rice cooker in the morning. And I honestly just let it sit in the rice cooker all day. And so that ends up being, between me and Ivana eating throughout the day, about two cups full of rice. Ends up feeding us through the day. So put this on now and just let it sit the rest of the day. So later you'll see all I have to do is grab my MegaFit protein and then I just add the rice and make it really easy. But we'll get this going. Make sure you're washing your rice. I know not enough people are washing their rice out there. So get in there. Don't be lazy. Make sure you're getting all that bad stuff out of the rice, that extra iron. We just need some clean rice, man. All right, so we are moving on to meal number 2. So meal one wasn't too long ago, but I have to go run some errands. So I need to actually pack this meal up. I got to go to the post office. I got to get stop at a few stores. So I'm going to pack this meal up with me. And so it's very, very simple, very basic, especially on a low day. So we are just going to do 8 ounces of chicken here. So MegaFit Meals is where I get all my protein from. I still think they're the best, meal prep company that there is. I've used multiple in the past, but I've been with them for 2 years now, and I'm not sick of their food, so that says a lot. But this is just grilled chicken. Like I said, we're going to do 8 ounces total. Perfect. And then honestly, I'm trying to keep food volume down today with it being a lower day. So I'm not going to add a bunch of vegetables to this or anything. It's like I'm really just pushing low today. So we're really going to drive out the conditioning, really make sure our stomach is nice and the waist is in. So food volume is going to be lower today. So I'm just going to eat the chicken. So just 8 ounces of chicken, no vegetables, no fillers there. And then of course I got to add a little takeout sauce. So this is from the Flavor Game. This is my favorite one. This is the stir fry sauce. I use this for all my chicken. What I do is I'll do this in the just on the stove top, and I'll actually apply a little bit while I'm cooking it up. Don't overboard here. I mean, this is a low calorie sauce. It's only 5 calories per serving, but you still don't want to add too much additives at all. So I'll just do a slight little drizzle on the chicken there, and then we will eat that on the road here ahead. So I'm gonna go get these errands done, get this chicken in here in about an hour while on the road, and we will come back and we will see you at meal number 3.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to pull back a little bit too. One more week where we can really.
All right, we are back here for meal number 3. So as you guys just saw, we just got done with some tissue work. Talked to you guys earlier there. That was Marlon. I'm fortunate enough to have him come over at least once, sometimes twice a week right now, just to make sure the body is fine-tuned, ready for all that we do to it, and it has been working. So I really needed that today. With the body fat very low right now, you can feel everything with training. So his sessions are fixing me up, so I feel a lot better right now, and kind of in that, that euphoria state right now after a massage. So what we're gonna do for meal number 3. So this is gonna be a very basic meal. So this is just gonna be ground beef. So 93.7 ground beef from MegaFit Meals. That's what I opt with. And then just 180 grams of rice. So that's total. So that's probably about 55, 60 carbs total. About 50, 55 grams of carbs total there. And that's it. I'll also use a little bit of Nerdy Sanchez from Flavor Gang. It's just a taco sauce, a little bit of seasoning, but a very simple meal. Get it down easy. Keeping, like I said, keeping this low day going. And we will see you for meal number 4 next. All right, well, it's time for meal number 4. So we are moving on to, this is kind of a pre-workout meal usually, but with an off day, this is just an adjusted. What it's going to look like is more rice and grinds. So we're coming back to that coconut cream pie. Well, actually, I'm just going to go flavorless this time. So this is unflavored rice and grinds. So we'll do that. It is 70 grams total, just like on meal 1. 70 grams total of rice and grinds, the cream of rice. We're going to add, after we cook it, we're going to add 20 grams of almond butter. This is just almond butter from Pride Foods as well. So saying that people that make the rice and grinds, they just have this very organic, natural almond butter that have a few really good flavors. So this salted chocolate's really good. They also got a honey, cinnamon, things like that. So, and then for the protein source side of things, we have just a shake on this one. So I'm still doing 2 shakes a day. I do this one, like I said, it's usually post-workout. And then I do another one the last day meal of the day. So we keep those in for now. We're going to use the new BALM. This is the milk and cookies. So isolate protein milk and cookies version. This just came out a few weeks ago, and I absolutely love it. This is probably one of my favorites. As you can see, it's almost gone. I've been rolling through that on all my shakes, and it's kind of my treat right now. So this is the only little sweet thing I get in my meal plan at all in the last 14 weeks. So I cherish the milk and cookies with a little bit of rice and grinds and the almond butter. This is one of the better meals of the day right now. All right, add more cinnamon, of course, to top it off. But just to recap here, I forgot to mention the weight on this. So I'm doing 65 grams of the milk and cookies protein powder, 70 grams dry measure of the rice and grinds, which equals to about 50 grams of carbs total. And then 20 grams, finally, of the topping of the salted chocolate almond butters from Pride Foods. So this is the treat of the day, I guess. And we're going to enjoy the little amount that is there and move on to the next one. So we will see you at meal 5. All right, guys, we are back in meal 5. Day has been rolling, so now it's actually even getting dark out. So gonna finish out the day here. We got 2 more meals left in the next couple hours. That's usually how I set it up. The last one's really small, and you guys will see that here in a second. But let's get to meal number 5 here. Before we do that, I want to touch real quick. So every single night I have this drink. So if you know me, I am a big fan of Fresca, right? So you probably just learned that, didn't you? In the off season, I have a Fresca every single night. That's my treat. I don't like sweets. I don't eat candy. But the one thing I do kind of treat myself with is having a Fresca drink, right? Just that refreshing lemon lime, or I guess it's grapefruit lemon lime soda. But on preps, I take those out. So I completely take those out the last 14, 16 weeks of prep. It does help a little bit with distension, but I just mentally, I take everything out. Like I said, the only thing I'm drinking during the prep is obviously water, EAAs, my intro work, intro drink, whatever it may be. But I don't steer very far from water at all, water or coffee. But what I do for as my little, I want to say it's my treat, but this is kind of a structured treat. But also on prep, what I also put a lot of in is magnesium. So magnesium is going to help your body just kind of relax as well. So it kind of helps with cortisol again, calmness, but it also helps a lot with inflammation, and then also just recovery in general. And then don't forget, the big thing it does help with is sleep. So it does, what I like to do is usually have this, I'll put it together for my meal 5, I'll sip on it, all the way through meal 6, and then I'll head to bed. But every night I'm doing 1 scoop of magnesium, which is about, I think, 5 to 7 grams. And then I add more, like I said, glutamine, which is your gut support, your gut health, as well as recovery. I'll do 10 grams of that too. So this will be my little evening drink I do every night. And it's been like that for the last 12 weeks. We got a few more weeks to go, and we'll keep that in. But like I said, I love this magnesium product from Revive, as well as, of course, glutamine, which I still think is one of the best products out there. But that is my morning treat that I get to share with you guys, which is so exciting. So moving on to meal number 5, we have 8 ounces of chicken. So we're going to be just more stovetop chicken from MegaFit Meals, which we love here. It's weighing out. So we'll do 8 ounces of chicken. It will end up being 180 grams of rice again. So I still got my rice going from today. I'm gonna finish that off for the day. And then finally, the only last part of it is just 20 grams of almond butter. So if you guys have noticed, I pretty much have fats in every single meal, some kind of fat source. That's just because of my metabolism is still very high. I know this is a low day and my food is lower, but what you see with that meal plan, what you see with that meal plan is you want to have those fats, and I need those fats in there to kind of slow down a little bit from digestion from meal to meal, or else I will just burn through those things rapidly. So I'm in kind of a unique case that I do have a higher metabolism. I still need to have these lower days, even though my metabolism asks for, because you have to force a deficit. You have to force yourself into losing body fat by remaining in a caloric deficit. That's how you lose fat. That's how you lose body weight. And it doesn't matter, you can still be hungry, your metabolism still be going, but you still have to eat underneath that. Because if you're eating more, you will gain weight, or you will at least maintain. So we have to force it low, and that's what we're doing. So again, 8 ounces of chicken, that's what we're gonna throw on right now after I burn this place down. 20 grams of almond butter and 180 grams of rice, and that will be our meal number 5. So let's put this together, have a good nice little meal, and then wind down until the last one. We are finally here. We made it. We made it through the day, the low day of eating. So I know it wasn't as eventful as previous full days of eating when I'm eating 5,000-6,000 calories a day. But honestly, I kind of prefer this some days. You do 3 or 4 of these in a row, then I start getting hungry and I might change my mind. But just the little, the decrease in volume of food is, a relief on digestion as well as just the body sometimes. But this is prep. You said you have to eat accordingly to your goals, accordingly to a look that you're trying to obtain on stage. And so the food doesn't matter. Like I said, people think, I feel like a lot of competitors dial way too much into, the post prep, post show food. Food is just a supplement, right? It's a supplement to the bigger picture. It's supplementing your training. It's supplementing your recovery. And so you got to approach it that way if you want to be successful in this thing we call bodybuilding. So that's how I view it. I've been doing this for over 10 years now. So food doesn't get me excited anymore. If you gotta do a low day, you gotta do a low day. You gotta get a high day in, you gotta get a high day in. So it's about doing what's on the plan for the ultimate result, and that's all I'm worried about. So let's finish this out here. This is gonna be kind of a little bit of a teaser. It's one more shake. So I said I do 2 shakes still right now, just because I digest this this whey isolate, the BALM series brand. They have two, so Raw has two different isolates. They have a whey isolate powder from Raw, and then they have a BALM series, which is the isolate with the list from with Chris. But I prefer to have this one because I digest it so well. So if you've noticed, I don't know if you guys watched some of my full days of eating earlier this year or in the off season, or even the one for Raw at the beginning of prep. These meals are actually all the same, right? So they're all the same. My meals have actually male sources. The sources of the food have remained the same the entire prep. And that's a Matt Jansen thing. So first what he does is he sets you up in the off season with the foods that you digest well, that your body is absorbing well, that you're using well, that you enjoy, that you're used to on your plan. And in prep, it's not like all of a sudden you start prep and you're just going 6 meals of fish. You're adding in yams, and you haven't been doing that. You're adding in this, you're adding in that, because that's what you have to do on prep. That's not how Matt thinks. Matt thinks that you use the foods, you use the sources that your body's used to, that you've already set that foundation from, and then you just adjust the amounts depending on what your goal is. So for us leaning out, obviously the amounts had to go down from the beginning of prep. So that's where we're at. It's all the same meal plans. I've been doing the shake the entire prep, last meal of the day, except when it started, it was 140 grams, 130 grams of oats, 100 grams of blueberries, same amount of protein powder, and then 30 grams of almond butter. Now, what we have tonight, like I said, with what we are, with the goals we're at, with us trying to lean out and get body fat off of us, we don't need all those extra calories. We actually want to be in a deficit. We want to drive. We're trying to drive a deficit to obviously get leaner right now. We need lower calories. So what this looks like tonight with the low day is the protein stays the same. Like I said, the protein is constant there with what we do. So we're doing 60 grams of this whey isolate powder. This is the vanilla oatmeal cookie. This is actually my favorite protein powder from Raw BALM series right here. We are going to do 20 grams of almond butter, so getting some fats to kind of hold us over a little bit over the night. My mini spoon for my mini almond butter. A little bit more, don't short me in down under a gram. And then finally, this is it. Just to finish it off, we do 40 grams of oats. So these are organic quick oats. Oop, too much. Reach in. That's perfect. So that's what we got. So this is going to be the shake right before I go to bed here, to finish off the day. Nothing crazy, getting smaller and smaller, but it's what we got to do right now. So this is the goal at hand. The food needs to get down, needs to get done. We need to go through this period of a deficit to get super, super lean, and then there's different processes next. And we got Millie. Millie's over there eating, watching this whole thing. She's been the best. Oh no, what I was gonna say is Ivana informed me that Millie actually ate more than this today. So like I said earlier, she ate like 60, 70 grams of oats today. This only has 40 in it, so my 15-month-old is eating more than me now. So that's where we're at, and that means good things are coming. So again, thanks guys for tuning in today. I had a blast. I'm just gonna blend this up, sit down on the couch, watch one show, and go to bed. It's only about not even 9 o'clock here yet, but that's how prep is going right now. And I got to thank my wonderful wife who is putting up with me and taking care of Millie so well. And so it's been awesome. So let me know what you guys want to see next. Like I said, I wanted to bring, obviously we got the training all covered. We've shown you everything in that regards. I wanted to do this kind of full day we did today on this off day. I wanted to show you the morning routine, kind of what a typical off day looks for me, with tissue work, morning routine. You saw abs, you saw cold plunge, you saw posing, you saw all the meals, and it's honestly just me getting ready for, the next 4 days of, pushing training days. So we'll probably train the next 3-4 days in a row. Not as much freedom there. So you got to get those things done, the errands done on days like today, and knock out these videos. And so I'm glad we got this done, showing you what the lowest you'll probably see the butcher eat amount of food. Next full day of eating, we'll do it after the show. And maybe we'll just do a full cheat meal day, right? And then just go out, take Martin, and go eat a bunch of food. Yeah, or all the Instagram reels I keep sending my wife of food that keeps showing up on my feed like everybody else does. So till next time, keep liking, subscribing. I appreciate you guys. And we will see you for sure in the gym in the next episode. And like I said, we got 3 weeks to go. Let's ride this home together. And I will continue to bring these to you. And we will see you next time. Thanks.